Why, hello. Those of you that follow my channel will know this is not the first time I've done some work on this car. This is one of my favourite customers. Really nice guy, but we won't get into that, otherwise his head will get big because he watches his own videos. Today's little job is to replace the steering gaiters. Now, whilst this may not take hours, it does take a reasonable amount of time to get to them and get the tie rod ends off and make sure that you don't lose the alignment, or at least do your damnedest to keep the alignment as close as it is. Although I do recommend, after doing this job, you do get a proper alignment done. Especially in this particular case, he's got brand new tyres on it, so I would hate for the work that I'm doing to make his tyres wear out unevenly. Just a little side note. Now, the parts purchased were, let's see if it'll show me, there we go. These are them, and they are Beck and Arnley. It is just the gaiters, part number 1032906. Let's open one up and see what we get in this kit. Well, first we get a rubber thing. Ladies, don't get too excited now. I know it's black. Yes, it's called a joke, folks. Okay, so we get the nice new rubber boot. The large metal clip on that is actually a lot more than you're going to need to do the large end. And, if I can get hold of it, a wire one for doing the smaller end. And that's to me, that's quite a good kit. There's a piece of paper in here. What does it say? Must be French. Cut and remove rack and pinion bellows. Inspect for seal leakage. Fit new bellows. Rack and pinion unit. Apply nylon ties, clamps to the appropriate ends of bellows. If vented bellow, attach tubing to bellow. Well, these are not vented bellows. Let me just double check on that and make sure I'm not lying through my teeth. No, they're not. So there you go. That's what we've got to do. I will show you various steps in getting this achieved. So, first thing to do, get the car jacked up, get the wheels off. There you go. This is the reason we're doing this job. As you can see, that gaiter or boot or bellows, whatever you want to call it, is totally buggered. And on this side, the same, but not as bad. It's gone. My next job that I always do, and you do what the bloody hell you like. I am telling you what I do, and if you don't agree, that's your prerogative. I clean this with brake cleaner, whatever I can, and then I will smother this in some marker paint. I have a special little pen that I will use. This ensures that I can get it back pretty darn close to its correct position. Once I've painted that, I'll let that dry for, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, to hopefully, get it where I can see it easily. Then what I will do is crack this nut. Now, obviously, you hold it here, and then you crack that nut. That's all you want to do. You don't want to undo this nut. You just want to crack it. The next thing I'll do, well, in fact, I'm saying the next thing, what I will do while I'm waiting for this to dry is I will use some PB Blaster or whatever on the joint over there. This will hopefully help me get that nut off and then get the joint separated. Also, do note that is a nylock on there, and reusing nylocks is not a good idea, or at least relying just on the nylock nut itself. What I will do, I will put that back on with blue Loctite, therefore giving it enough of a grip so that it doesn't spin undone. I mean, once you've got it in there and jammed, it surely isn't going to go anywhere. Now, it should be noted that because of these bellows, you can see that this end is wet and has leaked a little. Not a lot, but double check the fluid when you have finished the job, in other words, the steering fluid. I will probably clean that up with a wire brush there too, that shaft, once I've got that clip off. Now I do note that it's got a rather simple clip on that end. Obviously it's got the main clampy there, which I'm not going to reuse because getting those off, it destroys them. And not only does it destroy them, but I don't have the tool to put a new one on like that. So I will probably be using the clip that came in the kit. Also, I will make sure I get that shield up and out the way. I don't think it's going to make any difference, but it just looks like it's got slightly pushed down. I'm not sure about that, but we'll check that, won't we, this shield here. Why don't we look at it now, Gary? Yeah, you don't want it too close. You want it kind of in the middle, otherwise it'll rattle. You don't want them rattling, do you? Hopefully you saw me. I just bent that up now. It's pretty much central. Okay, so let's get the paint on. Let's get the penetrating fluid going, and then have a glass of wine whilst we wait. Just a couple of little side notes here. I've got this special socket for Mercedes wheels. You can do it with the standard socket, but this one just makes it easier. It is a 17mm, I believe, made by a company called Westwood, and it's a 5MW97 made in Taiwan. And yes, it is a 17mm socket. Also, let me just show you the paint marking that I was telling you about. Hang on a second here, guys. Let me see if I can get that can I get it to focus? It doesn't want to focus, does it? Go on, focus on that, you bugger. There is the paint on that rod. And as I said, just crack the nut and then unwind the tie rod end, which of course will be removed. It's not at the moment. I'm still waiting for it to soak through. And count the amount of threads, or the amount of turns, should I say, when you undo this tie rod. That way it gives you a second chance to get it back in the right position. Okay, now they are different. The left and right tie rod ends are different, so don't forget, if you're putting new ones on, to make sure you get that correct. And this one handily has a L stamped on it. Okay. Okay, in case you need to know, this shaft is a 13mm. The big nut here, that is a 21mm. And the nut that was on here is a 22mm. I've cracked this now. As you can see, it's just slightly loose. Next is to get this ball joint separated, or this tie rod end separated. I'm going to try doing that with the hammer method, which is just hitting the side here. And quite often when you do that, it'll drop out. What I will do, and in fact I can show you, if the light didn't go off, that would have been even more helpful, is just, I put the nut back on. Oops, sorry, it's not. And my main reason for doing that is that if it does come off, then at least it won't drop all the way down. Does that really matter? Probably not. Well,
the whacking it on the side wasn't working, so I've got out my special separator here. Word of warning, if you find you're having to hit it too hard, it's probably a good idea not to continue. The only reason I say that is, don't forget, this is attached to an airbag system, and the car might suddenly think it's in an accident and set the airbag off. So I'm just going to use this proper splitter. I don't want the airbag to go off.
Okay, next is to get this off. Now I'm going to try just grabbing hold of this piece here with a pair of side cutters, see if I can just snap it out. I've already taken this piece off of here, this clip. Kind of hoping I can reuse that clip because they're pretty good. But if not, I do have the wire tie that came with the kit. But well, I don't know if I can do this while you guys watch. Let's see if it will do what I want it to. Oh wow, that was too fucking easy. Right, now I shall just get my trusty, what I would know as a Stanley knife. This happens to be made by Mr. Snap-on, and slice this baby off of here. Can't do that one-handed, I'm going to slice myself. Now, you always meet something, don't you? Now, this is a remanufactured rack in here, and interestingly, there is a rubber seal here in the middle, and interesting is the fact that it's been painted. So, I'll give that a bit of a clean up, get some cellulose thinners. In fact, I will take this out and get some cellulose thinners on it and clean this paint off. I got a feeling rubber will seal better than paint. Next then, it is to see if I can slide over the new gaiter. I'm hoping, and I don't know if it's going to work, that I can just get it straight over that nut, but looking at it, probably not going to happen. In fact, bollocks, it's not going to happen. Talking to myself, yeah. No, I'm just going to take this nut off, and you'll see that the... I'll get that clip out of the way. The paint has stopped, and that was just inside the nut, so I know that's exactly where I need to put it. And then I did count the turns as I took the tie rod end off, and on this side it was 22 full turns. So that was rather interesting, I thought, that it was on so far, but I guess that's the way this rack had been set up. So there we go, that is that nut off. The other nut is here behind the camera, and that clip. Now I know that I can do that, and in fact, let me see if I can get this out of here. Sorry guys, you're not getting a good view, but all I'm trying to hell with it. I'm taking this seal out and I'm going to clean it. Okay, the seal is all cleaned up and back into place. How good a seal it will make, I don't know, but it's got to be better than nothing at all. And once I get the strap on there nice and tight, it should be good. Alright, here is the gaiter now, a nice new gaiter in position with the new clamp on it here, and the wire clamp on this end. I really couldn't get this one to go on there. I'm not a fan of these. I don't have the special tool. I think there's a special tool for clamping these up, but you can do it. You know, I use the screwdriver and a pair of pliers, and I mean, it's not going anywhere. There's no way about that. That bugger is never going to leak. So I was disappointed I couldn't get this on. I mean, with a lot more struggling, I might have been able to, but I didn't see that it was really worth it when I had this, and I knew these worked. I just, you know, I'm not keen on them. Oh, well, now it's a matter of just put it all back together, and the job is done. I don't think there's anything else I can add. As I said previously, don't forget to check the steering fluid level in case you've lost some fluid. And obviously when this is off, do inspect it very carefully. You know, normally once, you know, the boot has come off or split, then some grit could have got in there. I checked this thoroughly and it seems perfectly okay. I did clean it all out with brake cleaner. So really, that's the end of the job. Hope it was helpful to you. And if not, oh well, never mind. And please do, give me an old thumbs up or thumbs down and make a comment. It does help me algorithms, which is good for the channel. All right, thanks very much. Now get out in that garage and go do some shit.